It was a Wednesday wrapped in a soft, drifting mist, the kind of quiet day that slips by without fanfare. My boots squelched through shallow puddles, a poor choice for the damp weather. A mutual friend had set up lunch for us at a bustling diner, filled with the warm chaos of clattering plates and overlapping conversation. He didn't dominate the discussion, yet his laughter, raw, unpolished, pulled my attention. His name was Liam. He didn't rely on rehearsed lines or calculated charm to win me over. Instead, he listened, really listened, as I shared pieces of my life. He leaned in, not with distracted glance, but with genuine, quiet curiosity. He even remembered my dog's name. A few days later, he sent a photo of a beagle-shaped keychain with a simple note. This made me think of you. It was small, thoughtful, heartfelt. It made me smile. Yet I dismissed it, not because I wasn't drawn to him, but because I felt unarmed for that kind of feeling. I had recently walked away from a relationship that had begun with fire and faded into exhaustion. It wasn't dramatic. It was draining, leaving me cautious, guarded. So when Liam entered my life, steady, sincere, with no trace of pretense, I faltered. My heart wasn't accustomed to being handled with such care. He didn't demand more. He stayed, offering subtle gestures, a text asking how my day had gone, a song he thought I'd like. Nothing grand, nothing performative, just authentic. Eventually, I agreed to dinner. We went to a snug bistro in the heart of the city, the scent of fresh herbs blending with the warmth of laughter around us. He held the door, eased out my chair, and kept his phone tucked away. It felt effortless, natural, almost too natural, and that unsettled me. I'd grown used to love as a constant effort, reading between the lines, fixing cracks, navigating uncertainty. Liam brought ease, and I didn't know how to handle something so unfamiliar. We continued to meet, no schedule, just moments flowing naturally. But I kept my walls up. Whenever he edged closer, I pulled back, deflected with jokes, shifted the conversation, tucked parts of myself out of reach. He noticed, of course. One evening, walking back from dinner, he stopped and held my gaze. "You don't have to guard yourself with me," he said softly. "I'm not here to hurt you." I managed a faint smile and stayed silent, unable to trust that someone who spoke those words would truly mean them. Then came the night I pushed him away for good. We were at a charming rooftop he'd chosen, draped in twinkling lights, music weaving softly through the air, a gentle breeze brushing past. He asked about my week, listening as though every word I spoke was the most captivating story he'd ever heard. Then a pause, a moment heavy with truth. He leaned in, eyes steady, and said, "I really care about you, you know." Panic surged. I looked away, forced a quick laugh, sipped wine I didn't want. "You're incredible, Liam," I said, "but I'm just not ready." I tried to soften it with a smile, but I saw it hit him. His gaze dulled, shoulders squared as if bracing for impact. He nodded, offered a faint smile that masked his hurt, and signaled for the check. No pleading, no argument, just quiet dignity. He paid, looked at me once more, and said, "Take care." "Okay." Then he walked away. I stayed, staring at the table, telling myself I'd made the right choice. I wasn't ready. He deserved someone who could give their whole heart, not someone carrying old wounds. But beneath that reasoning, I knew it wasn't him I questioned. It was me. He had seen parts of me no one else had, stood by a version of me I hadn't embraced. And instead of letting him in, I shut him out gently, firmly. I told myself I was protecting him, but in truth, I was shielding myself from being truly seen, from accepting a love I didn't feel worthy of. That night, I checked my phone. Nothing. I scrolled through our old messages. Playful memes, goodnight texts, little notes that felt like quiet embraces. The warmth lingered. The next morning, his name didn't appear in my notifications. Not blocked, just absent. I wanted to reach out, say something, anything. But what could I offer without sincerity? I genuinely thought I wasn't ready. Maybe I still wasn't. But readiness isn't stumbled upon. It's chosen. And I hadn't chosen him. Days became weeks. Weeks became months. I went out with others. Some sparked laughter, some fleeting thrills. But no one offered the safety Liam did. Safety, I realized, isn't ordinary. It's a gift. One afternoon, while picking up groceries at a familiar market, I saw him across the street, hand in hand with someone new. She looked at him with warmth I'd never fully shown, claiming him in a way I hadn't. He looked lighter, happier than I'd ever seen him. The truth hit hard. He wasn't waiting for me. He had found someone who didn't hesitate to embrace love when it came. I never reached out, not because I didn't want to, but because he had found someone who saw his worth without needing to pause, question, or measure. Sometimes we don't lose people because they stop caring. We lose them because they realize we will never choose them the way they choose us. And maybe that's the deepest wound. Not that he left, but that I gave him every reason to go. So if you find yourself across from someone who truly sees you, and your instinct is to pull back because it feels too gentle, too constant, too right, stay. Don't let fear steer your heart. Saying I'm not ready is often just saying I'm scared, and saying you're incredible can be the first line of goodbye. I told Liam he was incredible. I told him I wasn't ready. He smiled faintly, paid the bill, and walked away.